Building 3. There's an elevator there you can use to leave the complex. I have an idea for a plan B, but first of all, I need you to get out of there.
Taking the stairs was definitely a bad idea.
I tracked down the expert. He's at the top floor of Building 3. Intercepting communication.
Well, and how long will it take for the evaluation?
It won't be longer than an hour.
I see. I'll also need an update on the search about Keyclose.
Well, sadly, Capno's killed him before we could do anything. We'll have to close that file.
I expect no more trouble in this case.
I can guarantee there won't be any more, sir.
He's coming downstairs.
Capnos? Don't be foolish. Put that gun away.
While my identity was suspended, he said I didn't technically exist in the blockchain. Well, if I'm starting to understand how the law works, I guess that technically nobody killed him then.
Okay. Accept call. Mr. Capnos? I trust that your presence here is not the result of reckless moves. You see, Mr. Capnos, you think you are the victim here, but none of this is about you. We are all part of a complex system, and both me and you are simply involved in one of its countless procedures. All goods connected to SecureTech have to be evaluated. We have to entertain the idea that Mr. Keyclose was trying to cheat the system and the taxpayers. If there are any illegal operations in action, I have to know. This is my job, Mr. Capnos. Well, think about it, Mr. Capnos. We are like two cells of the same body. We just have different functions. You see, my own freedom is not greater than yours. But my role requires me to prevent the state from being betrayed. You are not the victim, Mr. Capnos. You are nothing more than a suspicious transaction I'm investigating. If you keep creating problems, you'll turn from being the evidence to being the crime. Looks like the deadline to peacefully reach the court has just expired, Mr. Capnos. Unfortunately, I am forced to consider you uncooperative, and to request the intervention of the police department. I highly suggest you stop resisting. If you want your voice to be heard in our system, the best advice I can give you is to start playing by its rules. Goodbye, Mr. Capnos.
Playing by the system's rules. That was exactly what I was gonna do.
Full and final settlement. There are two main creditors involved in the Circuitech bankruptcy. If we can find a deal with them, we can stop the whole procedure before the auctioning. But we may need the neural connectome for that. Anyway, I'll explain on the way.
Again in that car. waiting for new instructions. A few minutes to get dry and warm, and we already had to find a new landing spot.
We can't land here. Now that the police department is involved, no one must suspect that I'm helping you in any way. That's Wazowski's basement. He's our man for the neuroconnector, and he owes me a favor. Wait, I think I found a good spot not too far away from here, but you'll need to be careful. Remember, it's extremely important that you don't get noticed by police drones until you reach Wazowski.
The neuroconnector was a thing before we were all constantly connected to the blockchain. In my case, I needed it to make offline transactions with the creditors, given that I would find a way to convince them to settle the debt. The auction was scheduled at 4 p.m. the next day. It was going to be a long night.
You can't be far. Keep your eyes open.
Some more agents patrolling the area. I was going to have company very soon. As expected, when it rains, it pours, and I needed to quickly take shelter.
Great job. Time to meet Daniel Wazowski now. He should remember he owes me that favor.
This better be good. Your info is wrong, gringo. It's not the kind of shit we deal with here. Oh, shit. The girl has a good memory. Listen, that's prehistoric stuff, dude. I'll see what I can do. You already have an NSB 500 upgrade in your implant? Guess you're more like the street arm, right? Come downstairs. Let's have a look in your head. Tell Kari it's my turn now, huh?
Wazowski's basement was a sea of junk, and I had to deal with the idea of getting a brain implant upgrade with whatever was at hand.
Okay, let me see if I broke something. Oh, by the way, you didn't have the NSB upgrade. You'll need it to download a piece of blockchain for offline usage. Ready for a test? All right. Have you ever jacked in? I uploaded a small chunk of blockchain. Can you simulate a transaction by connecting the nodes? Well, the NSB is working. Now let's see the neuroconnector. Well, it's patched up with what I found around, but it should still be good for close-range tuning. I'm simulating the signal of another implant. Try to sync with it for a transaction. And it works. Oh, good. Once you're synced, you could save the transaction using the NSB. Oh, and by the way, I've returned the favor with the neuroconnector. But the NSB is gonna cost you. Dude, we're not blockchain lovers in these parts. Just try not to die. You owe me a favor now.
I was all set and ready to strike my final blow, finding the creditors and making sure we could cut a deal. The lawyer, well known for his ability in skirting the law and for managing an entire gray market district. He was the no-questions-asked hardware supplier for the experimentation at SecureTech.
Move it along, dude. Quarter is shut down today. The lawyer now.
Keep him in restraints. The boss wants to talk to him. tell Marcus he'll never get a cent from me. Wait, what? Was it you shooting? Whatever, call the cops and get me out of here. Oh, come on! Listen, they'll be back soon. Get me out of here and I promise we'll talk business, okay? Okay. All depot accesses can be controlled from my place. All I could do from here is to give you access to my house. Now, move your ass, SecureTech!
We could finally talk business.
You are making me waste a shit ton of money! Tell Kari I swear it's the last time I work with her.
Just one more deal before I could reach the court. Greta Hesper, owner of Shapeshift, a body rental company with questionable morality. Unexpected windfall? Dahlia found proof of their involvement in identity laundering. We had all the bargaining power to discuss our full and final settlement.
Welcome, Mr. Capnose. You are due in meeting room 0. Please, down the hall.
Please, have a seat. Mrs. Hesper has authorized me to proceed with the settlement, but let me tell you that your blackmail was really a low blow. Anyway, we can proceed whenever you like.
Technically, it's not like we're killing anyone.
You are in a stalemate, Mr. Capnos. a stalemate, Mr. Kapnos.
All that's left of my work. Was the implant damaged? You are all that's left of my work. Was the implant damaged? Was the implant damaged?
Your life, Mr. Captain?
Was the implant
I highly suggest you stop resisting. Your life, Mr. Captain? Your life, Mr. Captain?
Technically, it's not like we're killing anyone. 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 Technically, it's not like we're killing anyone.
His name is Alex Kegros. His name is Alex Kegros. His name is Alex Kegros. His name is Alex Kegros.
Technically, it's not like we're killing anyone.
All that's left.
Technically, it's not like we're killing anyone.
His name is Alex. Was the implant damaged? His name is Alex. His name is Alex.
I highly suggest
All that's left.
stop resisting. I highly suggest stop
All that's left of my work.
Bastard, he had interrupted a transaction and was messing with my brain. I had my deal. To break the connection, I just had to overcharge the signal. I had all the deals signed before the auction. It was time to reach the court. The court. Once all contracts were duly signed, my last job was to make sure the official receiver would validate them and upload them into the blockchain before the auction.
This is it, Kapnos. All you have to do is to make sure the official receiver will validate the transactions. It's not long till the auction, but as soon as it's canceled, I promise you will get your life back. Be sure, Kapnos, I can't lose my research.
I was alone, exhausted, and I was taking my last steps without even knowing if I wanted to. Did I ever really have a choice? On a path that seemed to have no direction, the hands of the holographic clock were about to complete their round, and so was I.
Mr. Kapnos. You really can't find peace, Kapnos. You are persistent, I have to admit.
And yet I can't really understand you. You fought with all your strength against every single order, and all of that to go back to being a property of SecureTech? See, Capnos, to approve those transactions in these circumstances would represent a failure of the system that is my duty to defend. Sure, you could kill me at any time, come here and validate the transactions yourself. The auction would be cancelled, the state would suffer a loss, but you would get back to your life. Now, the question is that really what you want? As I already told you, none of this is about you. And that's why I'd like to provide an option. If you refrain from killing me and allow me to prevent this fraud against the state, I'll pass your file to the Defense Department. During the reactivation of your identity, mind bullards will be inactive for a few hours. They will hunt you, Mr. Capnos, but you'll have the chance to escape the city. I'm offering you the closest thing to freedom.
The most important choice of my life was one click away from me.
Wait, someone hijacked the signal! Unplug everything!